Hello and welcome to the Raptors Show on the Sportsnet Radio Network. A reminder, we're streaming live on Sportsnet's YouTube channel and airing live on Sportsnet 360 Monday to Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. Make sure you find the Raptors Show wherever you listen to podcasts and subscribe, and please rate and review the show. I'm your host, Wayne Liu, and I'm joined by producer and co-host Alex Wong. What's going on, Alex? Feeling good after that thrilling win over the Lakers last night?
Yeah, great win, 126-113 over the LA Lakers. The Raptors cover the spread. Got a nice, easy win. Fred with the bounce back, 25 points. Pascal, as usual, coming through with the 20-10-7 line. OG, 23 points. Scottie, 17 rebounds. Just a great box score for everyone, I guess, when you put up 126 in what was basically a blowout.
Yeah, I'm being a little facetious. I'm trying to bring a little more energy, a little more juice into the game because the game last night, obviously, like it was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, have you enjoyed one Raptors game this year? Name your top three favorite.
Top three favorite Raptor games this season.
It's not a lot this year.
Say the home opener was pretty good.
Okay, yeah,
really liked
nice.
the home opener.
That was nice.
Really liked the second win over Cleveland. Was really nice.
Okay, yeah, that was cool.
I liked the win over Atlanta when they won by like 40, which was nice. You know, lots of good ones this year.
No, I wouldn't be giving any Michelin stars to the Raptors as an entertainment product.
No, last night was you just came to do the job. You know, it wasn't even necessarily a performance where you look at it and you say the execution was fantastic, but the result was just kind of never in doubt. I mean, the Raptors ran out to an 11-0 lead after 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes.
By the way, yeah, no LeBron and AD.
Yeah, of course, of course. Even Patrick Beverley, I thought what was missed. You know, I think he could have at least brought some intensity to that game for the Lakers, who, you know, second half of back-to-back, they were just never winning that game, especially with some of those injuries. But, you know, I was happy that the Raptors came out, took care of business. We've seen them, you know, not do that sometimes, right? You think about that game where Joel Embiid sat, and we were like, oh, that's cool. We just beat the Sixers.
Yeah, that's when your boy Tyrese Maxey
had
Maxey
went
night.
off. You know, so like obviously it's different. Right? I think the Sixers' depth is a lot better than the Lakers' depth. I mean, I pointed this out many times now, but Lakers started 4 guys on minimum contracts last night.
Yeah,
they're not tanking.
They had Max Christie and 4 Min Christies. Yeah, that was the lineup last night, and it was really just the Orlando Magic, but wearing purple and gold jerseys.
I don't know. The Orlando Magic at least have height. The thing with the Lakers last night was just so they had to play zone from basically the midway through the first quarter throughout the rest of the game, right? Sporadically, they sort of shift in and out, but for the most part, their primary base defense was zone, which you rarely see for that long of a period. Some of that is because the Raptors didn't shoot well, which we'll get into, but to me, it's just like they had no defensive matchups for so many of the Raptors guys. Pascal, who on the Lakers was supposed to guard Pascal last night?
Well, who can guard Pascal right now in the NBA?
That's fair, but you're looking at the starting lineup, Toscano Anderson, I guess, was the matchup. You know, it's a little bit too easy for him, right? And then who can handle Scottie? Who can handle Fred? Who can handle even OG? Like, look at their starting backcourt. It was Dennis Schroeder, Austin Reeves, and Lonnie Walker.
Dennis Schroeder. Yeah, it was one of those games where
called him Darth Vader.
It's good because the Raptors have been going through some ups and downs, and I think, you know, as hard as we have been on them, you know, being able to beat a shorthanded Lakers team and now having an opportunity to go on a little streak here with 2 games in Orlando, you know, these are, I guess there is a benefit to these games just for the guys to get right? Get right.
Yeah, of course.
You know, feel good about yourself. You know, talk so much about Fred's shooting slump this week, and he came out really strong, you know, made 4 of his first 5 shots and finished with the 25 points. He was still only 3 of 12 from 3, but I don't think we need to be like nitpicking. You know, this was a nice bounce back game for him, all things considered.
Yeah, I didn't have too many complaints. It was not a perfect game. I would say this is like a B game from Fred. But at the same time, like, you know, I thought the matchups were favorable, right? They're guarding him with defenders that, you know, are not known to be stoppers by any point. You know, like you look at the point of attack, whether it's Schroeder or Reeves or Westbrook or Nunn, like these are guys that you would expect Fred to handle, right? These are obviously, with the exception of Westbrook, like these are kind of bottom tier guards in the league right now. And then you look at the fact that the Lakers are playing a lot of drop coverage. The recipe was right for Fred to sort of, you know, get his offense. And I think, to me, it was more like 2 really hot stretches and then like more missed shots in between. I didn't really take exception with too many of his shots, to be honest, but I think he started the game obviously fantastic, was able to get into the paint. Thought his crossovers and his ability to get into the lane was really nice. It's a big change from what he normally shows you, which is he's going to hit the 3 a lot, but When he's driving downhill, he's mostly looking to kick out. Last night, just because of the way the Lakers were playing the defense and also just because of how often Fred was able to get past his man, it was easy for him to get into the lane, crossover, finish. We saw a variety of finishes last night, a couple of flip shots, a mid-range shot, a couple of reverse layups, like, a good mix, right? We'll see, obviously, if that translates to tougher competition. We know that Fred does struggle to score around the basket, but he had a really hot start to the game. And then I thought he had finished the third quarter really strong, too, where the Raptors didn't even play the third quarter well. I thought the Lakers zone really got the Raptors out of the rhythm for a while. But at the end of that third quarter, Fred made a number of plays, setting up OG for three, hitting a three of his own, making a couple other plays here or there. And that's where, you know what, you don't expect Fred to be fantastic throughout. I think there's still steps to go. This is just, I don't think he even bounced back. I think he just had like a regular game. But it was good to see him sort of shake off some of that rust, and hopefully he continues to build more confidence. I think that was one thing where, looking at that Celtics game, there were times I thought in that second half where he wasn't really looking to score, and you always see an aggressive side from him. So I was wondering, like, damn, is the slump so bad that he's not even looking to score? Well, at least he came out last night and showed that he still had that same level of aggression that we've known to has been a signature point of his career. And I mean, worse than anything else is just losing your confidence, and I don't think Fred has done that. So yeah, it was good. Good performance.
Yeah. And, he was also, I guess the main topic yesterday was people have picked up on the fact that Fred had unfollowed pretty much everybody on Instagram. And
what do you mean main topic?
I don't know. I just saw a lot of fans.
Is this that newsworthy?
Oh, I saw a lot of fans. Well, we can talk about that.
Okay,
but we saw a lot of fans talking about it. And after the game, friend of the program, Michael Grange, did ask him the question. So here's the full exchange between Grange and Fred talking about his Instagram activity.
Don't do it. You are going to be the guy out of everybody. Okay, go ahead. I'm disappointed.
As a grown man with adult kids, I can't believe I'm asking you, but
breaking my heart, Mike.
Follows on Instagram. Fred.
Breaking my heart, Mike. I just want you to know that. Look at me. Breaking my heart, bro. Yeah, I mean, listen. The fact that we have to talk about this is crazy in itself, but no, just trying to fight the algorithms, man. I'm checking my page, and it's like all that I don't follow. So there's like 1,000, and it's on Twitter and Instagram now too. So it's like when I'm going up and down my feed, there's so many things that I'm not following that's just suggestion. So stupid me, let's unfollow everybody and see if it helped. It didn't help. Somebody caught wind of that and said, "Oh, I unfollowed all my teammates." I unfollowed my mom too. They didn't care about that part, but
You want to follow Mike?
I don't think I never followed Mike. I got to work on Twitter next, but no, it was. I mean, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less, man. It's gonna take more than a couple bad shooting games for me to lose my mind, and I know people are very interested in my personal life now, which is new for me, and I got to be more aware of that. But I just take everything in stride. I'm a real person, and that was it, really. Nothing more, nothing less. I didn't think it would be a big thing. I'm disgusted that Mike is the one that asked that question. I expected more of you.
That was the problem.
Yeah, again, stupid me, right? So you live and you learn. Is nothing. I left the Toronto Raptors up there on purpose just so it wouldn't be taken out of context. But here we are. This is the new world that we live in. I got to adjust and continue to figure out that part of it.
I mean, I'm happy Grange asked the question because clearly there was a lot of interest.
No, shouts to Grange for asking the question. I actually wanted Fred to talk
Don't
about
do
this.
it. You are going to be the guy out of...
No, I think it was a good response. And I think my thing is just like, maybe it's a bigger topic, but what percentage of a player or an athlete's life are you really entitled to? Like, obviously,
not a lot, in my opinion. I think
you come to see the game.
Yeah,
You probably come to see. You watch their interviews. Obviously what they want to show you, right? Like certain players want to share more. Like Serge wants to do a show and post stuff on social, and like that's their level of sharing with you. But I don't know. I think obviously there's like an insatiable amount that fans always want out of the athlete, and then of course there's an information gap because sometimes they don't want to share, or sometimes the news is just not reported out there, or maybe they just don't even think it's that notable. But there was a lot of reading into his personal life that I don't know, just on a human level, it just feels kind of weird. I'm not even judging it in the way that's like, oh, I'm better than this or anything like that. Like, I understand the curiosity into sort of professional athletes. It's just like there's got to be some sort of boundary, man.
Oh, I'm totally with you. I think, listen, we always say like fans can be fans however they want.
Yeah.
But I also think that, if you're a lot of times like people's private lives, like for athletes, do spill out into the public, and we get details about it and things like that.
Oh, we saw that over the weekend, actually.
But when it comes to speculation and just gossip and things like that, to me, I'm not that cool with that stuff, because I think it's just people trying to maybe just like conjure up news items or just discuss things without knowing things, right? Or well, knowing facts. And I think athletes understand that they put themselves out there on social and all this stuff. But yeah, no, I definitely think, when you start speculating about people's personal lives in that way, I do think it does cross a line.
So if I unfollow you on Twitter, does that mean the show's breaking up?
You would never unfollow me, man. The content's fire, even though I peaked 5 years ago. But I wanted to ask you, he said he unfollowed his mom.
I thought Alex controlled your Twitter.
Unfollowed his mom on social as well. Do your parents follow you on social media, Will Lou?
On WeChat.
Oh, okay.
But nothing else.
We're calling that social media now?
I mean, it's social media. What do you mean?
That's Asian Morse code, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, my mom tried to follow me once on IG and Twitter and got blocked right away. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair, honestly.
No, you just got to be able to operate on your own lane online,
Again, it's the same kind of deal. How much are my parents entitled to my life? Like, when I come home and I show them that, or I call them, or whatever,
sure,
or I email them or text them, like, yes, they'll get that. But no, I mean,
the
rest of my life is my life.
Asians notorious for not opening up to their parents.
Asian dad.
We know that. Wow. Shouts to Derek Brandeo. But no, I'm glad Fred talked about it. And, like I said, I don't care about his IG follows, man. I just want him to make more shots.
That's exactly what. That's all I really care about too. It's just
get back on track,
right?
Yeah.
Yesterday was one step. Obviously, he's got to get the rest of the way back, and obviously it was poor competition. I don't think anyone's going too crazy over that performance, even though he had a lot of nice moves. Hit the world's smallest Euro.
Oh, that's right. Did
a
a Euro and the defender was still in front of him?
Yeah. Well, I mean, still, like, I honestly, you don't see Fred hit the Euro that often, right? You see, usually when you think of Euros, you're thinking about like Giannis, Pascal, like these kind of big
I don't know if we could
wings.
call it a Euro, man. It might be like a Brexit or something.
Wow.
He hit the Brexit.
Wow, what a bar. What a bar.
Yeah.
But
I'm here.
it was a good performance from him. And it was a good answer, and I guess we could just kind of move on.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know.
You don't seem like you ever have too much, to say about the social media stuff, because
No,
I don't think you
don't
personally take it that seriously.
I don't care. But again, I understand that other people care. I just think that with a guy like Fred too, like, we don't have to wait to speculate. We don't have to speculate with Fred because he's so open with people. He makes himself really available to the media. He even took this answer in good stride and gave a pretty honest response about it and went into pretty much a lot of detail. So he's not a guy who hides from a lot of stuff. So if there is some sort of speculation, people will ask Fred about it and they'll report about it. So like, just don't jump to make up the gap. But I mean, that's not the big takeaway from last night, or is it? Because it was kind of a brick game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm telling you, man, been a lot of bricks.
Well, there was definitely from three from both teams. I think both teams shot under 30.
Yeah, so the Lakers were 7 of 33.
So 21.
And Raptors 21%. Can you do something for me?
Oh, brother.
And the Raptors were 12 of 43. I wanted to highlight too just Pascal's performance since coming back from injury.
Okay.
Because I think, when you're coming back from a couple weeks layoff, we talked about whether it was going to maybe take him a little bit of time to get back to that All-NBA level that he was at. And, his first game back against Cleveland, he had 18 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Since then, it's been at least 23 points per game. And obviously last night too, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. And he just looks like the exact same player that he started the season with. And I think in a week where we have been talking about expectations for the Raptors and the up and down season, I just thought it was worthwhile to highlight that Pascal continues to be just the number one bright spot in this season so far for the Raptors.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think it is a relief to see him back to close to top form. I think the way he started the season is still better than what he's showing right now. I think defensively he still has one or two more steps to get to in terms of his max capabilities, and I think he'll get there. And I think even offensively too, like, he's scoring right now, and it looks really good. But I think at the start of the season, he has showed so much finesse and so much technique to his game, where he's able to face up and hit these jumpers or just make the reads really, really well. And I think he's still doing that, but this kind of progression from him looks a little bit more like last season to me, rather than the way he started this year. But ultimately, yeah, the production overall has been really, really solid from Pascal. There's really not much to nitpick about it. And yeah, I thought last night, like, outside of that third quarter where offensively the Raptors were just kind of out of sync and Pascal, took a couple of extra shots there. Other than that, I thought he was really good. And, I'm loving to, seeing the transition game. Obviously, he's always pushing the break. He's the Raptors' best player in transition, both finishing and leading the break. And that is the identity of the team. So it's a relief. Hopefully he stays healthy. I think he's in for a big year. It's a big time for him as well. He makes All NBA again. There's a Supermax availability to him and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, just continue to see him cook and see him push. And he's the number one guy on the team. And he had a triple-double last night. I don't even think people were even that, like, impressed. Not that they're not impressed in terms of not, like, appreciative. They're just like, this is what we expect out of him now. That's the one thing Kyrie said right this season was Pascal's going to play with a triple-double every night.
Yeah, when Kyrie speaks based on facts and looks at the numbers and stats, sometimes he could be right one time. I wish there was a Supermax for, like, what we do. Like, if we hit certain criterias, we can, like, be eligible for a Supermax. What'd you think about that? No, you just want to talk hoop? Okay, cool.
No, let's talk hoop, man.
No,
what are you saying?
Since you're,
we can negotiate off there.
Since you're a Scottie Barnes hater, we got to highlight Scottie Barnes having a great game.
Yeah.
He's been having a good week. I feel like the last 2 to 3 games he's gotten back to, I think the role that Nick wants him to play.
Yeah, well, I mean, he gave that quote, I think, before the Brooklyn game, pregame. Nick said about how he wants Scottie to play with energy, play with connectivity, bring a little bit of everything, and then I think that's what we've seen since then, right? I think just like anyone else, just like with Pascal, there's plays where defensively, he could improve, right? And I think that's been highlighted quite a bit. But I don't really think there's like too much of a need to nitpick Scottie right now. I think when Pascal was out, there was more of a need for him to improve and deliver more. And I think that's where the disappointment came from more than anything else, was just like, wow, Pascal's been out. Fred's kind of in and out. Can we see a little bit more? And I think outside of the Atlanta game, there wasn't that sort of standout performance that you saw Scottie sort of come in and deliver that huge push for you. But of late, especially with Pascal back, like, he's kind of settled back into his role that he was pretty comfortable in last season, where he's rebounding the ball. I'm loving what he does on the break. He's really good at pushing the break, finds passes. I think as compared to Pascal and Fred, he makes quicker passes. Like, he doesn't touch the ball as much as those guys do to break down the defense first and then kick out. I think sometimes he just reads like the defense is slightly shifted one way or the other. He makes quick passes that way. He's maybe more intuitive in that sense. He's still picking his spots and getting, stuff around the basket. You're not seeing as many 3-point shots from him, or even those plays where I think that the dreaded plays are more like the ones where he's like dribbling in spot for like 5-6 seconds and he goes into a dribble package and then ultimately pulls up from mid-range for a contested look. Like, I think he can hit those, but, obviously I think what Nick has said over the years is like he doesn't want those type of shots. He wants to see a cleaner shot spectrum. But yeah, he's getting to the basket. He's making those early steals in transition. He's making connective plays, and his energy has been strong. So I think, obviously there are things to fine tune with his defense, but for the most, I have no complaints really. I think I gave him the 3rd star last night. I think he was pretty good in that Celtics game as well. And I mean, I think the storyline just kind of went away once he started playing back to his capabilities. And of late, it looks a lot like what he did last season as the Rookie of the Year. Now, of course, I think people are still probably expecting him to take another step, because that's just naturally what you would expect after you win Rookie of the Year. But at the same time, I think he's making progress, just like in the way that Fred's making progress. And those are the two main storylines. Can the Raptors get Scottie to play not only at last year's level, but a little bit better than that? And then can they get Fred to get to last year's level? You combine that with OG and Pascal, who have been consistently good all year, then all of a sudden you really have something really, really good. So, and even Gary coming off the bench, he's producing in his role, right? Sometimes he's a little empty, shoot a little bit poorly. That's what happens with jump shooters. But I think Gary's been good in his role too. So it's just like, can you find a way to get Fred right and Scottie right? And last night they were both pretty good.
Yeah, we have another clip here too. Chris Boucher scored 16 points off the bench last night, and after the game was asked by friend of the program, Vivek Jacob, about Precious Achua's absence, and here's what he said.
With Precious out, has that been a bit of a funky adjustment for
Yeah,
you?
man, I miss my teammate, man. You know what I'm saying? If it was a tag team champion, I'm by my one handicap match, but it's okay, man. He gonna be back soon. And honestly, yeah, like I said, he's another piece that we need, and obviously we miss him and all that, but it's just helping me, figure out ways to be effective, without him in the game, and when he comes there, it might be a lot easier for me. More openings, and same thing for him. Obviously, I think he's watching the game, and that's something that I've done at the beginning of the year, where when I was hurt, I was watching to see what I could do, and I'm sure he's doing the same, and when he gets back, it's going to be really helpful.
Which tag team are you?
Huh?
Which tag team are you?
We could be D-Generation X. I'm Shawn Michaels, though.
We were at the arena hanging out with Liban Osman last night, and realized that he didn't know who A Tribe Called Quest was.
Right. To be clear, Liban is 23, I think.
Yeah, 23 at most. And the whole point of it was, I wasn't trying to give him a hard time. That's just me realizing how old I am.
Yeah.
Because there's just a generation.
I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like everyone should know Tribe.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But also, Chris there, giving a mention to DX and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if I'm gonna name some wrestlers right now from the 90s.
Hey, hold on. Can I be clear about this? Is that the one where he paired up with Triple H?
Yeah, Triple H, China, X-Pac.
Who else is? Who are the other guys? I only remember him and Triple H. Sorry.
No, there's a lot of. Are you familiar with? Are you familiar with the tag team Money Inc?
No.
With $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase and IRS.
Why is his name IRS?
One of the most underrated characters
Why
ever.
Is that your name?
Someone on Twitter suggested IRS should have tag team with Undertaker and called himself Death and Taxes, which would have been amazing.
No, that's heat. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Are you familiar with Kane?
Yeah, of course I know Kane. Yeah.
That's Undertaker's brother, storyline wise.
Oh, really? I didn't know that
Oh,
part.
okay.
No.
Okay. How about the Legion of Doom?
No.
Owen
is
Hart.
Is that not the Seahawks or whatever?
Yes, I think they renamed themselves the Legion of Boom. Based on that.
Okay.
What about Owen Hart and the British Bulldog?
Nah, man. What?
Oh my god. All right, man.
Yeah.
The Hardy Boys? That's more recent.
I mean, I know of. I know that conceptually as a thing, just like how Levan knew that Outkast was like a musical group.
Yeah.
But then when they played Hey Ya, he was like, I don't know what this is.
Oh yeah, he got called out on that too. I was like,
So
do you know
it's
De
like-
La Soul? He's like, De La what?
Nah, he said
I'm
De
like-
La what is
I'm like,
crazy.
Bone Thugs and Harmony? He's like, nah, but that's a sick name though.
Wow.
Anyways.
I mean, he was born in like how when was he born? 2000? 1999?
well, to be fair, he tested me on modern day artists as well, and I didn't know anything.
Okay,
he
but
was
to be fair,
talking
he was
about.
giving you some tough artists, man.
Yeah, it's all
This
good.
guy's like, do you know Smiley?
Yeah, I know Smiley. Local. So, local artists.
Yeah, name one of his songs.
affiliated with OVO. Anyways, shouts to Rovan and Adriana from MLSC yesterday inviting us
Yes,
to
definitely.
check out Chung Chung, the Korean hot dog place that is opening now in the arena. I believe tonight's their opening night because there's a Leafs game
Yeah.
happening at Scotiabank Arena. It's in the 300 level. We had a chance to build with Steve Choi and the Chung Chung team as well and try out some of the food. I mean, we've had
It's
Chung
just
Chung.
Shoy. Sorry, I
We've
had to
had
say it.
Chung Chung before.
Of course.
And, I went for the 3-peat yesterday. 3 dogs.
brother.
I had that dog in me.
Yeah, so this is pregame. We went to Nick Nurse's press conference, and then as soon as that was over, we went upstairs to I think the draft deck or something like that. I don't. To be honest, even though we're in Scotiabank all the time, I only really know the media room and then the 600 level and then the court. That's the in between stuff I don't really know as much about. But whatever, we went to the thing, and then there was like 20 people there who were invited to sort of try hot dogs, and we were some of the people there, and then we were like, wow, okay, so we just get one and we dress it up, and it's essentially a corn dog, right? But instead of the corn meal, I guess that they sort of batter it in, it's rice. We had one and we're like, this is great, and then we're like, you know what, this is so good, I'm gonna have another. And then I was like, okay, that's enough, right? Because it's fairly filling. And then on the way out, you were like, nah. I got one more in me. You were literally Vince Carter, man. I got one more in me. So
No, I had to go for the 3-peat.
yeah.
But
So
yeah.
which ones did you have, Alex? Give us a nice review.
I had 2 of the ramen chip hot dogs and then a half mozzarella one.
Mm.
Highly recommend the ramen chip one.
Yep.
Everybody should check it out. I mean, we've checked out Chung Chung outside of the arena as well. And,
Yeah.
And we talked
Well, they have
to
more
producer
flavors
Lance
outside the
Kennedy
arena.
here about it. You know, he's a Chung Chung enthusiast.
We gotta get him hooked up.
Yo,
We
it's
should
good.
surprise him in
No,
the
it's
office.
it's great. It's great to have that at the arena, and now we just need a bubble tea spot.
Yeah. No, I
So-
mean, I think, I think that's the thing with Scotiabank too. It's just like for the longest time they had like the most basic menu in there.
Oh, okay.
It was like, especially for the championship run, like we ate a lot in the arena that year, and it was like, how many times can I have freshie and like a dry sandwich? You know, like just change it up. You know, Toronto's such a diverse food scene, and we're starting to see that now. Thought Leela's was a huge addition last year. Alouette was a great addition.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to be nice about the Bao place.
Oh, okay.
They do serve Baos.
Maybe
That's
stop
me being
speaking
nice.
now.
But
yeah.
no, the Chung Chung hot dogs was great.
Yeah, 10 Michelin stars to
10.
Chung Chung for me.
Yeah.
But
Okay, cool.
before we take break, there was a quick report yesterday from Spurs Talk, the website, that according to a pair of sources, the 2 teams most persistent about acquiring Jakob Poeltl are the Toronto Raptors and the Golden State Warriors. And they also went on to say that the talks with the Raptors date back to last season's trade deadline, but Toronto remains hesitant to offer anything more than a package highlighted by a single first-round draft pick with moderate protections. What are your thoughts on this, Will?
Spurs Talk out 2 sources. That's pretty good. All right, respect the Spurs Talk, because this is the first time I've heard of Spurs Talk.
Yes, but let's
you know,
let's just roll with it and talk about the
I'm not
idea of
doubting this.
acquiring
I'm actually not
Jakob
doubting this at
Poeltl.
all, because I think the Raptors have been linked to Jakob over the years. Obviously, they drafted Jakob. They had Jakob for a long time. Him and Pascal are friends. I think, yeah, I mean, those are one of the 2 positions you would expect the front office to upgrade, right? Center and then a third guard. Like, we've been doing the show for a year and a half now. I think I've maybe even said it on this show maybe 20 times, right? We've seen the Raptors linked to those exact 2 positions, right? And so I wouldn't be surprised if they, you know, are still in on Jakob Poeltl. I think he's a very good starting caliber center. I think
Would you
right now,
like them? Would you like them to go get Jakob Poeltl?
I think the price that they're trying to offer them is fair. I think San Antonio is smart to wait until the deadline to see what other things develop, and then let the market sort of mature. But to me, it's like all the posturing about, oh, the Spurs feel like Jakob Poeltl will be the perfect fit beside Victor Wembanyama. I'm like, nah, that's cap, man. just I think you're just waiting for the price to get up and some more, you know, bidders to get into the mix, but ultimately they will move him before the deadline. And I think there'll be other teams involved. I'm sure, you know, I think I've heard the Celtics and the Warriors, you know, that makes sense. But I think for the Raptors, like, if they want to pick, you know, and a first round pick, especially one that, you know, could be available in this upcoming draft, I think the Raptors have a decent one to offer them. Obviously not in the lottery or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. I think it will fit. He would start instantly on the Raptors. I think there are still some concerns, obviously, with shot creation. And I don't think it would help with spacing. But at the same time, I do find that the argument of not helping with spacing is funny. I don't think Christian Coloco's helping with spacing. And so, like, it is definitely an upgrade, because not only will you have someone who finishes layups and plays defense consistently, but he's also an underrated passer, connects the plays a little bit, gets on the offensive glass like the way the Raptors like. And I do think that it would spare the Raptors from having to play any of their 3 wings on the center. I don't think Scottie likes playing center. I don't think OG likes playing center. Pascal doesn't like playing center. So go get them a center, right? You've already made the tough move of putting Gary on the bench. He's producing that role for now. If he continues to do so, then obviously what you need is a better center, right? And there's no doubt that Christian Coloco can produce in the future. He can even produce at times. Last night he got 4 blocks. Like, there was no issues really with that position. But I think against tougher competition, you will need a starting caliber center, and Jakob Poeltl is that. So it makes sense to me on all fronts. I think the Spurs probably just wait a little bit longer to see what else presents itself. But yeah, I don't think the Raptors should offer more than 1 pick, though. One pick is fine. And plus, you get his bird rights. You can sign him after that, all that stuff.
Right, because he's a free agent at the end of this season.
It's very similar to that Spurs deal that the Raptors made last year with Thad Young.
Right. Right,
know?
you get him in, have his bird rights.
Yeah,
bring him
yeah, yeah.
back. No,
It's
I
a
think
delayed sign and trade.
I think Yaka would be an upgrade clearly for this team for this season. And then if you trade for him with the intent of signing him long term, like he's still relatively young, like in the prime of his career right now. And
I
like,
mean, he literally came in the same draft class as
Right.
as Pascal and I guess
Right.
Fred, although Fred wasn't drafted, but
yeah,
same
and
class.
and you'd have him long term as well. I think it'd be a really nice piece. But yeah, I think I'm with you. I feel like the bidding might be going up on Jakob Poeltl as we get closer to the trade deadline.
Shouts to Spurs talk.
Yeah, shows us
No slander whatsoever. I was just impressed.
No slander. You just slandered every food vendor at Scotiabank Arena.
No, I'm just one of them.
That's fine. Faisal Khamisa will be joining us. The exiled global ambassador of the show is joining us.
He's been waiting out back this whole time.
Oh, my bad.
Just chatting with Derek, probably talking about the World Cup.
Probably talking about seven talk taking place. All right, let's take this break.
Now
and
we've
get
been talking
Faisal
about
in.
chips.
Wow. All right. We're going to take that break. I've been your host, Willu. That's Alex Wong. You're listening to The Raptors Show on the Sportsnet Radio Network. Welcome back to the Raptors Show on the Sportsnet Radio Network. I'm your host, Will Lou. I'm joined by producer and co-host Alex Wong, and we're joined in the studio by Faisal Khamisa. Faisal, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm really good, thank you.
Shout out to producer Derek.
Shouts to Derek Brandeo. Shouts to the exiled global ambassador of
You're
the
back.
Raptors Show.
What'd I ever do?
Faisal.
What'd I do?
Honestly, nothing.
Yeah.
We just,
Yeah, that's how it goes here. That's how it goes.
you know, you're
here.
busy doing your Taylor Swift,
Oh, that
media
was like
tour.
so 4 weeks ago,
Yeah,
man.
name
That
one
was like
other
a-
thing about Faisal,
Yeah.
man. Name one other thing about him, please.
He's wearing a green cardigan.
Yeah,
you know?
what'd you call me when I came in?
Well, what did I call you?
I don't know.
Cardi V.
Cardi B was
V.
good.
Fair.
Oh, Lil
Re-
Uzi Vert. Yeah.
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, that one's less.
Got the green. Nah, I like that one. It's basketball. I thought that's what we talked about on the show. Sorry.
Hoop
sorry.
Talks.
Not when you come on.
Yeah. Sorry, by the way. Yeah,
Hoop
sorry in
Talks,
advance, Will.
Rush Hour 4 Talk coming soon. But first, Faisal, since we don't know anything about any other sport, because, I've been texting you
Come on, man.
every
We
day
know a
about the
little
World
soccer,
Cup.
man.
I'm
Yeah.
like, who's Mbappe's? By the way, he says Mbappe's NBA comp is Steph Curry, which I think you had a problem with.
Is it?
Yeah, we don't need that right now. But
Oh, I felt like that's what we should.
tell
yeah,
us.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Tell us about Jason Robertson, man. Will just found out about Jason Robertson
Yeah.
yesterday, and we
Yo.
have to rep.
And in fact, I witnessed Will right now just scrolling through Jason Robertson's stats and marveling at how unbelievable an Asian hockey player is doing
Bro.
right now. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. 41 points in 26 games. This is like a perfect A report card. I didn't realize, but when you open up a player's box score, it's actually
No.
opening the report card.
The A is winning the Stanley Cup alongside with this, right? This
Oh,
is like,
okay,
where's the
okay.
extra 5%? And
Wow.
that's where it is, I guess, right now. But shout out the representation in the league. It's awesome. His brother plays for the Leafs. Hasn't really got off the mark a lot this season.
Oh, we
but
don't have to do that thing where parents compare their kids. I hated that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It was only my
It's
whole life
traumatic.
and still is, just,
Right?
with two sisters and whatever the case may be. But sorry, that just
turned out okay.
that was just triggering because
Yeah.
that's just life for
I
us,
said you
right?
turned out okay. Yo, what's wrong with you?
Sitting here on my day off. Thanks, by the way, Alex. The one full day off I had, you said,
Wow.
"Yo, come in and do this." I said, "Okay, man, happy to do it." And then you said, "Here, talk about Jason Robertson, who's unbelievable, by the way. He's
So we
really,
should
really
rep
good.
him. Like
Oh,
he's on
100%,
fire. right now.
100%.
Mm.
Jason
All right.
Robertson, Nick Robertson, Nick Suzuki, who at your live event last year, you said, "Yo, it was Asian Heritage Month." You said, "Shout out your favorite Asian right now." I said, "Nick Suzuki, man, that guy, captain of the Montreal Canadiens." It's awesome to see.
I heard that.
Yeah, shouts to David Suzuki too, man. So
His uncle.
gonna do a quick make or miss segment with Faisal.
Miss. Oh, sorry.
Khamisa.
I thought it started. My
with
bad.
Faisal Khamisa here, and the first thing I have here for you, Patrick Beverley recently talked about getting haircuts, and
Yeah.
here's what he had to say.
I think the most thing in basketball is the barber prices. These guys are getting slightly disrespectful now. I'm talking about like, come to the crib, line you up. How much? $300. Like, damn, that's a pretty penny every, I don't know, week. 300. So you see my shit. I don't even cut my shit.
That was my point. Does he get haircuts actually? Because
Yeah, does he?
I think he's saving the money.
Well, this really reminded me of you because I know we had a lot of discussions over the summer
Yeah.
about just barbers and haircut prices and all of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
$300. Would you ever get a $300?
No,
make
man.
or miss getting a haircut for $300.
No, man.
Hard miss.
With all due respect. No, I mean, how much do you even got a tip on $300, man?
Dude, I don't know because I would never do it.
Yeah, as
I
the
would
most
never, ever do
well-groomed
it.
person here
Yeah,
in the
thank you,
studio,
by the way.
Yeah.
like you're the authority
So,
on this.
Okay, that's a great way to start, I think. So, look, man, I got to admit, I'm with Pat Bev on this. Prices have gone up. And look, I don't blame barbers. They had a pandemic where they couldn't really legally do anything. And so you gotta make your money back. And I respect it. Everything's gone up in the world, so why not haircuts as well? So $300, obviously, I would never do that. My barber's price has gone up as well, and I got to admit, I have cut back on the frequency of when I go get my haircut. I used to go once a week to him. I go once every 2 weeks to him now, and I get one in between at the spot here where they have a guy come in and cut our hair every now and then.
Yeah,
But-
we don't have those privileges.
Yeah,
No, I didn't say
yeah,
yours.
They don't do
This
that
guy
for radio.
always comes in and
Okay.
talks about the privileges we
Okay.
don't have at sports.
He's always
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you guys don't have a wardrobe? Oh, wow. Okay."
Well, I know that. Alex just wears jackets all day. That's it. Are you cold?
Yeah, I'm freezing in here, man.
Are you actually?
Yeah, it gets really cold.
Should I
in
give?
here.
Do you want the sweater?
No, I'm good.
He's 30. You know what?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
38 Savage.
That's not a thing, man.
You can't just put X.
No,
It's not X
exactly. At
Savage,
38,
right?
can you do something for me? That's not it, man.
That's what I've been saying every day.
My haircuts used to be 38, by the way. Ironically enough, they are not that anymore. Way, way higher, but we still do it every now and then.
it's a
You
great
gotta
cut,
have
though.
loyalty
It's
to
a
the
great cut.
barber, but also, man, the bank account goes down at a higher frequency these days, so you have to be
That's fair.
cognizant of that as well.
Yeah, inflation, these things, you know.
Yeah. No, but also like the celebrity barber economy has been going up in terms of just barbers
Right.
connecting with players and stuff,
Yes,
right? So I
yes.
guess that's what.
I know the guy that cuts a lot of the Raptors' hair as well.
Mhm.
And look, man, like while it's pretty luxurious and leads to pretty decent lifestyle, I'm sure. The hours are crazy. Like you're on call basically all day, every
Yeah,
day,
you
right?
get,
And
like-
if they need you, right? And you got to be ready to go.
Hop on a plane, go to a random hotel, cut a guy's head,
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Plus Faisal.
Honestly, $300 seems like more and more reasonable the more I'm
for an
talking about
NBA
it.
player,
For an
with
NBA
respect,
player,
yes. Yeah,
respect to what they're making. Look, $300
Yeah, of
bucks
course,
for
of course.
anybody is a lot of money, but relative to what they're making, I feel like that's fair.
Can you
That's
can you not
fair.
just like save your per diem for a week and then just use that for haircuts?
I just feel
Like
like
your per diem is like $150, I think.
300
maybe
is
per
expensive
day?
for civilians like us, but I feel like for NBA players,
Correct.
that's
That's
a whatever
extremely
expense,
whatever.
right?
I
And
agree.
again,
I agree.
Pat Bev saying this is interesting because I think he just lets it grow for his part.
I need to look at Pat Bev's salary. So I
Well,
can just have a quick
the key
relative to
thing,
that.
the key thing I wanted
like
people to
14, I
know
think.
is
Is it?
that
Yeah.
my barber knows Faisal's barber.
This was the
And-
weirdest text I got from you last. We have a ton of weird texts over the course of a week, but this was the weirdest one. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they just know each other, and I've told my barber that Faisal and I are best friends. Yeah.
Wow.
And I would like you to
'Cause-
stop telling people that.
So-
Just like
then
the
name
friend
one,
thing
name
in
one
general.
more fun fact about Faisal then.
Next
Moving
up-
on. Yeah,
next
there
up
you go. Yeah, moving on.
Make or miss Kawhi
See,
Leonard.
I know Alex so well. I knew exactly what he would do in that situation. Yeah,
know.
yeah.
That's how we're friends.
By the way, $13 million for Pat Bev. He can do the 300 a week.
Kawhi Leonard hit a game-winning shot in Charlotte earlier this week, and afterwards he said, "quote My teammates trust me. I seen I had Tony Rozier on me at the time. They did a great job of getting one of their best defenders on me. Make or miss, did Kawhi purposely disrespect scary Terry Rozier?
No, miss.
Or does Kawhi just not know?
Yeah.
How many NBA players do you think Kawhi can actually name?
If you ask him
How
to
many
name
Charlotte
the-
Hornets players do you think?
I'd raise you this. How
Yeah.
many Toronto Raptors championship team members can he
come
name? No, I'm serious about this. How many do you think he can name?
Well, we joked about this, and you started making up names for the guys.
Yeah.
You called them Chris Lowry, Steve Ibaka,
Steve Ibaka.
Danny Orange was the favorite one.
No. Come on,
Miguel
come on.
Ujiri,
Oh man,
Benny Webster.
Look, I think with Kawhi, I mean,
Webster's so good.
he literally just comes to work and goes home. Like
That's it, man.
all the stuff he been doing. Like,
That's
He
it.
also comes to work once a month now.
Yeah, it's
well,
true.
that's fine,
Like,
but you
He was
know,
on the old me schedule.
a lot of people over the pandemic have transitioned to a work from home situation, and that includes Kawhi. Right?
Oh, he's working remotely.
I
That's
miss that
Kawhi
guy
every.
so much,
that's
man.
Kawhi every 2 weeks when the direct deposit hits.
Do you
man.
think he remembers? Do you think
He's
Kawhi
like,
remembers Malcolm Miller was on the team? Do you think he remembers Eric Moreland was on the team?
Yeah, bro. If he read it to Jordan Lloyd tomorrow, he'd definitely say, "What up, Jordan?"
How many conversations do you think Kawhi and Jeremy Lin had?
He probably said "ni hao" to him once. Actually, I have no doubt. That Kawhi ran into Jeremy at some point and said "ni hao" to him.
Okay, wait. Well, that leads me to this question for you guys. Sorry to
Okay.
take over. What's the most random name you've both been called then by someone who you thought should have known who you were? And is it going to be Will for you and Alex for him?
Well,
Okay.
Lulu for me, definitely.
Yeah.
Last week, I think Monday, we called. No, was this Friday? So
Friday.
Alex is away. All right,
You're not putting him-
he's busy on Fridays. Okay,
You're
But he
putting
was
him on the
producing
spot.
the show.
Okay.
And then he was like, we got you Alvin for segment 2, and I was like, oh, fantastic. I love talking to Alvin. Right, me and Alvin are chatting, and then like 15 minutes into the convo, we're live on air, and he's like, Alex, so Scotty's gonna figure it out. Like, sometimes players just go through these funks, Alex, and you just can't be too stressed about it, Alex. And I'm like, oh, brother.
But you know
Three
what?
Alexes, eh?
To defend my guy, Alvin Williams, though.
Yeah, our
You know,
guy.
I'm the one that obviously messages him and books him, so he has a
Sure,
lot of
yeah.
interactions with me.
I know.
And he's on the phone, right?
He's
He was
on the phone
that day. Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, you don't do the thing where you reset and say who you are. You could just be like, "This is the Raptors Show," and I'm.
I mean, we've had enough combos with Alvin that
No,
I was
fair.
hoping he recognized my voice. But
That's
listen,
fair.
it was all just in good fun. I
Yeah.
thought it was really funny. I think live on air when I realized what was happening, I didn't have the
Did you
heart to
correct
be
him?
like, no.
No,
Why would I?
because it'd be funnier, I think.
That's funnier to bring this up now when he's not.
Yeah, you
here.
know,
Oh
what,
my
fair enough.
God.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh,
And
God.
by the way, speaking of Tony, I mentioned this in the reaction podcast yesterday. So Herbie Kuhn, the legendary Raptors in arena announcer, I don't know, maybe his just like the stat sheet was printing like typos or something.
Oh,
But
yeah,
he
he's
just
right.
kept calling Troy Brown Jr. Tony Brown Jr. the whole game.
But in that situation, who do you think should be responsible for telling him? I feel like Darvin Ham should have walked over.
I think Tony Brown Jr.
I think Tony
himself
Brown Jr.
should have been
exactly
like,
should be
hey,
like, listen, man, listen.
excuse me. I know my
not my
career,
name.
I'm not like a highlight player. I'm not the most famous guy in the Lakers, but it's Troy.
Yeah, listen, man. When
It's
you
Troy.
do so many games, mistakes are bound to happen.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just here to make sure no bridges get burned right now, man. God
No,
damn.
there's no bridges.
Yeah.
No, again, like
Shouts
Who's
to Herbie.
burning bridges?
Yeah,
Who's
shouts
burning
to Herbie.
bridges?
yeah.
Yeah. What else,
Schroeder.
man? Next up,
Kind of trying to protect his next free hot dog. Relax, man.
Dennis Schroeder. Next up, Jackie Chan has confirmed that Rush Hour 4 is officially in the works. Make or miss, Faisal, another Rush Hour movie.
Okay, so make, of course, right? But I'm just wondering what the level of content will be in that movie, given how the first three were,
I don't remember anything about the third one.
No,
Where
neither do
were
I.
The third one, okay, so they went to Paris for some reason.
Okay.
All the Asian gangsters in Paris.
Was that the one at the big gala or whatever, where they were riding down the big curtain? Which one was that?
Because the
That's-
first one
that's
was in
number
LA
one.
and the
That's
second
one, right?
one
That
is
was
in
one.
Hong Kong.
Two was
right?
Hong Kong.
Second
Okay.
one is Hong Kong and LA. This
Right.
one is mostly in Paris. It features Sun Ming Ming. All right.
Okay.
Not Sun Wing Wing, but Sun Ming Ming.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's like a 7'4" Chinese player who never really ultimately, I think, made it to the league. But at one
Wait,
point,
he was in the third one?
yeah, he fights Jackie Chan, and he's
Okay.
obviously like he's
Nah,
like Bull
this
Bond.
is
Like
a
imagine like
rewatch
Bull
then.
Bond
This is a
in-
rewatch then.
in John
Yes,
Wick, yeah.
yes.
But no, it was bad. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was bad. I think Chris Tucker was sort of like just past his prime. And my question is like, how much would it cost for Chris Tucker to do something? Because like, when was the last time I've seen Chris Tucker
Chris
work?
Tucker and anything, yeah.
Yeah, he's chilling. He's one of the rich people who's like, yo, I made my money. I'm chilling now. I'm having a good time.
Well, maybe he's not so rich anymore.
I'm gonna
Maybe
say
he's like,
Michael-
look, maybe we're not that rich.
Maybe.
I don't mind a Rush Hour 4, though.
I would mind them, man.
Really? You just want them to leave the trilogy
What
alone?
are they gonna do? Right? You still want to see Jackie Chan do backflips at 70? Like let that man just let that man sit, man. You play pickup basketball for 2 hours, and the next day we're going to Scotiabank, and for 4 subway stops you had to sit.
You know what? Once it hit... No,
You want
once,
Jackie Chan to do backflips.
once it went from Blue... Once it hit Wellesley, I had to sit, man.
He got on it,
Because, you know,
Wellesley.
We're 2 stops away. He got on that one. Yeah, I saw you guys
Like I
yesterday.
said-
Like we're walking to Wellesley and then heading to Scotiabank.
Once it hit Wellesley, I had to sit, man. No, I just want to see Don
No, man,
Cheadle
leave-
do...
leave Jackie alone, man.
I want to see Don Cheadle speak Chinese again. That's what I want.
That's fine.
Because that's a all-time...
Well, Jackie Chan is 68 years old, man.
That's the all-time classic scene. For
Yeah, let
me,
him
man.
rest. No more, okay? No more rush hours. And plus, they've been teasing this for like 10 years.
I feel like every time Jackie Chan has an interview, this is what he gets
This is what he
asked.
says, right? Just to get everyone
Yeah.
hype again, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's been confirmed many times.
Do anything else, guys, please.
Yeah.
And Jackie Chan, play a role in a movie that's not a police officer.
Oh man.
He's always like, no, I don't want any trouble. I'm just a cop. And then he beats up everybody.
Shouts to the tuxedo.
That's every movie that he's
Every
done.
Next up, so the NBA is gonna start giving out an actual award to the team with the best record in the league, and this is gonna be an actual trophy that's gonna be awarded.
Yeah.
A make or miss, a new regular season trophy for the best team.
I think it's a make. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's certainly not enough where I'm like gonna complain on the internet like other people are about it. Like who cares, right? It's fine. There are other leagues that do this. Like MLS has their supporter shield for best regular season. Obviously, the NHL has the President's Trophy for best regular season team. All it can lead to is more jokes, right? Like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, you won I forgot the name of the trophy, but now you're out in the first round and now you're out in the second round. We're gonna laugh at you, and I think that's what we need.
Put some respect on Maurice Podoloff.
Yeah, I apologize. Sorry,
Right.
Former
sorry,
commissioner.
sorry.
First commissioner
Right.
of the NBA.
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think I think Faisal's right. Like if you win the regular season trophy and
Should
then
get something.
and then you get knocked out in like the round of 8 or something like that, then you're going to be the butt of all the jokes, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But you know what I like? At the end of the player's career, sometimes they take like a full, like if it would be like Tim Duncan and he's got like all the trophies that he's won,
gonna
like the
throw
5
them.
titles and the finals MVP, the 3 or 4 finals MVPs he's got, and then like the MVP of trophies that he's got and the rookie of the year trophies, and you put them all together, like this doesn't mean less than rookie of the year, for example, to me.
No.
So like, yeah, just put more trophies, sprinkle some more trophies in there. You know, when they start the low key, put the All-Star game trophies in for some of these photos. It needs more than an All-Star trophy.
So who would get the equivalent trophy at Sportsnet 590 The Fan for best regular season radio show?
Wow.
Well, I would give that to Derek Brandeo for just helping us behind the scenes.
No, salute to him, man.
Yeah.
But he also a playoff performer as well.
Isn't this like when didn't Ja Morant won Most Improved, right? And he gave the trophy to Desmond Bain.
Yeah,
Gave
he
the
said
trophy to Desmond Bain,
he said
yeah.
you gave it to the wrong guy on a team.
If I ever won anything, I would just hand it off to Derek Brandale.
No,
Yeah.
that's right.
You would not, by the way, but go ahead.
Last one,
You would
recently,
not.
a man was fired in France for refusing to participate in after work drinks and team building activities.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually sued, and the court decided that he was right, that companies can't fire their workers for failing to be sufficiently fun
Finally, some justice
at
in
work.
this world.
Thank God, yeah.
Make or miss participating in after work drinks and team building activities.
This
Yeah.
is like when I ignore you when you text me at like whatever time at night. I'm like, dude, we're not on working hours right now. Please
This guy
just
came in
leave
the whole
me
segment
alone.
to establish that we're not
Please
friends.
leave me alone. Yeah,
Faisal came in with an agenda.
You keep
today.
selling this narrative to people that were like this.
I sold it to one person.
Yeah,
man.
well, now the rest of the internet knows
God
as
damn.
well. No, I'm kidding. I like this. Don't force people to have to hang out with you. Enough,
No, man, come on. No. Me famously, I'm not a person that gets along with people at work, apparently.
You just don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, and in a socialized setting where the goal is to talk to people, that's fine. Like, I talk to my guys, Derek, Frank, whoever else we shout out at the JR, whoever else we shout out in our Wednesday or Friday shout outs. And no, I mean,
Their names are.
you know what? I don't know what their names are sometimes, but no, listen. Work is work, and then fun is fun, man. You don't have to combine the two.
This that work-life balance.
The only
for
time
you.
I have fun at work is when I go to Scotiabank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're winning.
Thanks.
All
man.
right. All right.
Cool.
I mean, I also love Sportsnet.
No, I mean, I don't.
Huge company.
I'm not trying to. I'm here.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not having fun. You don't like
No,
this? Okay.
I'm having a great time. Guys.
Cool, man.
You want to get drinks after? No.
No, I don't. But I
No.
don't. But
This,
I don't.
This is like this is like this.
Gambu, aren't we?
This is LeBron asking Drake for margaritas after the Raptors game.
Why do you think
basically.
Drake came to the game last night? You
Yeah.
think he was there to see Kendrick Nunn?
All right, we're in the round of we made it.
Tony
We're-
Brown Jr.?
We're in the round of 8 now, so let's just get your official World Cup predictions. Who's
France
winning?
is winning. France.
Okay.
Oh man, my ideal round of 4 would be
France is what?
Argentina, Brazil, France,
Okay.
Portugal. I think a lot of people would want those 4 to kind of be there, just for the endless narratives that come with that, right? I mean, whether it's Brazil or Argentina in the final, it's Neymar or Messi, fine. Whether it's France or Portugal in the final, it's Ronaldo's. Well, not Ronaldo's Portugal, but Portugal with Ronaldo and France trying to go back to back. Like, man, the games, the hype, the talent level, all of it would be really, really cool. So I'm expecting Morocco and Croatia to win somehow and ruin that. I don't want it though. I don't want it.
No, I don't want it either. I
a
wouldn't
whole
mind
new
if
game.
Portugal won too, by the way. Just to,
Yeah.
obviously we support Derek, but also just the neighborhood that I live in. I just want to hear honking well into the night.
Yeah, shouts to
serious.
Derek, man. Let's go. But
Okay.
yeah, I got France winning as well.
Yeah.
Based on?
Name 2 other players.
7-6 over Brazil in the final.
In penalties or
Okay. Yeah, no normal time.
no penalties.
We're out of time.
All right.
There you go.
Those are for us today. I'm your host, Willow. You've been listening to The Raptors Show on the Sports Radio Network. Make sure you find The Raptors Show wherever you listen to podcasts and subscribe. And please rate and review our show. Reminder, we're streaming live on Sportsnet's YouTube channel and airing live on Sportsnet 360, Monday to Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. Thanks again to producer and co-host Alex Wong. Thanks to Faisal Khamisa, sport producer Derek Brandeo, and Frank Baraska for helping us with YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow.
Not mine. I'm the lethal weapon.